The eye is one of the most important sense organs. The inner structures of the eye all work together to produce an image that your brain can understand. In order to produce a clear image, the light has to enter the eye through the cornea, pass by the pupil, then the lens, and settle in the retina, and finally reaches the brain through the optic nerve. It is better to highlight the three specializations that provide eye care. The first one is ophthalmology. Ophthalmology is the diagnosis and treatment of diseases and conditions of the eye and vision. The second one is optometry. Optometry specializes mainly in assessing vision and prescribing corrective lens. Thirdly and finally, we find orthoptics, which is primarily related to the diagnosis and non-surgical management of strabismus, amblyopia, and eye movement disorders in general. As usual, we start with the main word roots that compose the key parts of each medical specialty. So let it be the eyeball in here. Ophthalm means eye. Study of eye, ophthalmology. One who studies the eye, ophthalmologist. Pertaining to eye or related to eye, ophthalmic. Instrument for visually examining the eye, ophthalmoscope. This instrument uses a magnifying lens and a light to check the fundus of the eye, which is the back of the inside of the eye, including the retina and optic nerve. Process of visually examining the eye, ophthalmoscopy. Dry eye state or condition, xerophthalmia. Eye paralysis, ophthalmoplegia. Ocule is another word root that refers to the eye. Pertaining to the eye, ocular. The word pertaining in this context refers to turning the word root into an adjective. Pertaining to inside the eye, intraocular. Abnormal condition of eye fungus, oculomycosis. Cornea means cornea. The cornea is the clear, dome-shaped covering on your eye that acts like your eye's windshield. Pertaining to cornea, corneal. Kerate. Kerate is another word root that means cornea. Cornea inflammation, keratitis. Cone-shaped cornea, keratoconus. Keratoconus is an eye condition in which the cornea, which is the clear and dome-shaped front of the eye, gets thinner and gradually bulges outward into a cone shape. A cone-shaped cornea causes blurred vision and may cause sensitivity to light and glare. Cutting into cornea, keratotomy. Surgical repair of cornea, keratoplasty. Surgical removal of cornea, keratectomy. Instrument to measure cornea, keratometer. The same device is also called ophthalmometer, which can be also used for astigmatism assessment, contact lens fitting, and other reasons. Process of measuring cornea, keratometry. Pupil means pupil. It is the black center opening within the iris through which light passes before reaching the lens and being focused onto the retina. Instrument to measure pupil, pupillometer. Pertaining to pupil, pupillary. Both Irid and ire refer to the iris. The iris is the colored tissue at the front of the eye that contains the pupil in the center. It is the structure that gives our eyes their color. Cutting into the iris, iridotomy. Iris paralysis, iridoplegia. Iris inflammation, iritis. Surgical repair of iris, iridoplasty. Inflammation of iris and ciliary body, iridocyclitis. Phac means lens. The lens is a clear and curved structure at the front of the eye, right behind the pupil. Hardening of lens, phacosclerosis. Softening of lens, phacomalacia. Destruction of lens, phacolysis. Cycle means ciliary body. The ciliary body is found behind the iris. It includes the ring-shaped muscle that changes the shape of the lens when the eye focuses. It also makes the clear fluid that fills the space between the cornea and the iris. Ciliary body paralysis, cycloplegia. Cutting into ciliary body, cyclotomy. Conjunctive means conjunctiva. The conjunctiva is a thin, clear mucous membrane that protects your eye. It covers the inside of your eyelid and the white of your eye, which is called the sclera. Pertaining to conjunctiva, conjunctival. Inflammation of the conjunctiva, conjunctivitis. Choroid means the choroid layer. It is a thin layer of tissue that is part of the middle layer of the wall of the eye, between the sclera, which is the white outer layer of the eye, and the retina. The choroid is filled with blood vessels that bring oxygen and nutrients to the eye. Pertaining to choroid layer, choroidal. Choroid layer inflammation, choroiditis. Sclera means sclera. The sclera is the outermost layer of the eye. It's commonly called the white of the eye. It's very fibrous and tough. Pertaining to sclera, scleral. Sclera inflammation, scleritis. Cutting into sclera, sclerotomy. Softening of sclera, scleromalacia. Vitreous means glassy. It refers to the gel-like shiny substance called vitreous humor or fluid that fills large open cavity between the lens and retina. Pertaining to glassy, vitreous. Aqueous means water. It is the open areas of the eye anterior to the lens. They are filled with watery fluid called aqueous humor. Pertaining to water, aqueous. Retin means retina. The retina is the layer of cells positioned at the back of the eyeball. This layer senses the light that comes into the eyeball and sends signals to the brain. Pertaining to retina, retinal. Retina inflammation, retinitis. Retina disease, retinopathy. Surgical fixation of retina using cold, cryoretinopexy. Opt means vision. Pertaining to vision, optic. Instrument to measure vision. Optometer. Process of measuring vision. Optometry. Opia is a suffix which means vision as well. Without half of vision. Hemianopia. Double vision. Diplopia. Difficult vision in bright light. Hemerolopia. Short-sighted vision. Myopia. Long-sighted vision. Hyperopia. Lazy eye vision. Amblyopia. Poor night vision. Nyctalopia. Lacrime means tears. Tears are the watery fluid secreted by lacrimal glands that moisten and cleans anterior surface of the eyeball. Pertaining to tears. Lacrimal. Pertaining to nose and tears. Nasolacrimal. Dacry means tear. Tear flow. Dacryurea. Tear stone. Dacryolyth. Blocked tear duct. Dacryostenosis. Tear sac inflammation. Dacryocystitis. Tear gland inflammation. Dacryoadenitis. Blephar means eyelid. The eyelid is the piece of skin that closes over your eyeball when you blink. Drooping eyelid. Blepharotosis. Eyelid paralysis. Blepharoplegia. Surgical repair of the eyelid. Blepharoplasty. Eyelid inflammation. Blepharitis. Involuntary movements of the eyelids. Blepharospasm. Ton means pressure. Instrument to measure pressure. Tonometer. Process of measuring pressure. Tonometry. Tonometry is a test that measures intraocular eye pressure, or simply the pressure inside the eyes. Thank you, and see you soon in the next chapter.